Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. You only win a Super Bowl 2 times every 5 years, right? Oh!
The warm-up act is over. Let's bring in Melissa Etheridge, massive Chiefs fan. Melissa.
Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And he picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna score!
And we'll see you next week. But until then, as always, go Chiefs.
What's up, addicts? My name is Matt Connor. I'm the editor at arrowheadaddict.com. Occasionally, I'll make my presence felt via the video vibes here that we have going on. Tonight, I'm solo. My buddy Adam Best, who I'm normally doing the pregame with, is out. But tonight, it's just me solo talking, answering fan questions, looking at the Chargers game. But before we do, wham, bam, thank you, Rams. Is that what's happening? Unbelievable today. Most contenders, if you're looking at the Chiefs, are actually sitting today. You know, the Texans are sitting today. The Broncos are sitting today. It's kind of a boring day in terms of the AFC slate, except the Buffalo Bills had to get it done against the Los Angeles Rams, who are not the contenders that they have been in the past this year, but they got it done. Unbelievable. In a week, by the way, the Bills have to take on the Lions next week. That's the big one. And I don't know if it was a trap game. I don't know what's up. Credit to Josh Allen for he's probably taking off his cape and leotards right now. But that feeling you feel right now, Chiefs Kingdom, it's called breathing room. There's a little bit of breathing room. Now, of course, we'll get into the matchup tonight. It's a big matchup. Chargers are looking good. There's a lot to talk about there. However, that was one of those unbelievable games. It's like you need an oxygen tank to watch it kind of games. It reminded me of when the Chiefs and the Rams went toe to toe, back in what was that 2018, and it was just like one of the most historic games ever in the regular season. The Bills are fun to watch. It's even more fun to watch them, however, when they lose. That makes tonight's game against the visiting Chargers. The Chargers are in Arrowhead for the second of 2 scheduled games, Week 14, Sunday Night Football, prime time. This is big. If the Chiefs win tonight, not only do they clinch, let me just say this a little bit slower. I don't want to talk too fast because tonight the Chiefs, would they win? First of all, they would clinch their ninth. Think about how many ninth consecutive AFC West title. 9th consecutive. I remember, look, I'm old enough, a little bit of gray here. Maybe I'm silver. I'm not sure. Peppered look. Is that whatever it is. I'm old enough to remember when winning the AFC West felt like a unbelievable thing. And tonight the Chiefs can clinch their 9th consecutive division title. Huge. Not only that, however, with the loss to the Rams and knowing they got to play Detroit next week, the Bills are going to be scratching their head. Angry Drunken German in the comments. I'm already going to go to the comments here. He says, the Bills defense is bad. Lions should feast on their entrails. You're totally right. It's that kind of a game where, like Chiefs Kingdom has been scratching their head going, what happened to our defense? Why can't we get pressure with the front four? What's happening in the secondary? This is the kind of game that's going to make Bills Mafia go bananas about the state of the defense going, our quarterback just scored 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, threw for 3 more, and that didn't win. What's going on there? So, love what I see from the Rams. Thank you for that NFC boost there. The Chiefs have some breathing room if they win today. Again, 9 consecutive titles. I just can't say that enough. You guys, that's such a achievement in today's parity-driven league. And then, of course, you get that extra game over the Bills. That's some real breathing room because don't forget, 7 days from now, the Chiefs go to Cleveland and play that rare Sunday midday game that we never get to see anymore. And then from there, it's 3 games in 10, 11 days, really. And 2 of those games are going to be against the Texans. And then there's the Christmas Day midweek showdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you can build that buffer between you and the Bills, you give yourself a little bit of margin at a time where, honestly, you could use it. So, we're hoping for big stuff tonight. Big stuff tonight from the Chiefs. A coming out party in a lot of ways with DJ Humphries. We'll get into all that in just a second. But just wanted to point out the scope of the AFC with not many contenders playing has turned out pretty favorably today for the Chiefs. If you're hanging out with us, just want to say, first of all, any of you out there who are fellow Chiefs addicts with us, the fact that you're hanging out with me here, the fact that you ever read what we do at Arrowhead Addict, follow us on Twitter or Blue Sky, watch our stuff on YouTube, comment on Facebook, any of that stuff. We so appreciate. And we just want to say that from the outset, that really before we say anything else about a game or anything else, it's just important for me to say thanks. Thanks for ever hanging with us. Thanks for ever being a part of what we do. Chiefs Kingdom has so many amazing places to go for analysis, opinions, and fun. I mean, honestly, they're a bunch of my friends. We love what they do at SB Nation and KCSN. Everyone's just great in Chiefs Kingdom. So it's not lost on us that you have choices and that one of those choices may be us. We appreciate that. Now, let's get into things. Just let me give you some kind of overarching thoughts. And as I'm giving these, I'd love to get some of yours. What are some of your big picture thoughts on the night? I'll read some in the comments here in just a second. But here's the thing. If you will, let's go over the Chargers schedule with me together, because I think this is important. The Chargers have had, in Jim Harbaugh's first year, a very successful year. And if I was a Bolts fan, I'd be very excited about the state of my franchise. I have the quarterback, I have the coach. You've got the good pieces in place. You've got good leadership. They're gonna go places, and I don't know how far they'll go, but they should be a perennial playoff contender, right? Okay, that's good. That's better than they have been. That said, if you look at what they've done this year, how seriously should we take them this year? Now, we all know that divisional games get real wonky. Like teams like the Raiders get overly physical against the Chiefs. That the Broncos are like chomping at the bit to come up with any W against the Chiefs after being embarrassed for so many years. And the Chargers have always kind of had our number from time to time. So divisional games can be weird, but let me break this down. The Chargers are winning all of the games that they should. There are victories here. Raiders, Panthers, week 2. You should win those games. Broncos, week 5. Yeah. Saints, Browns, Titans, Bengals should win all those. And the Chargers won all of those. And then last week they beat the Falcons 17-13. Good. Those are 8 wins. Those are 8 good wins. Those are all wins against teams the Chargers, with a quarterback like Justin Herbert, should beat. And they did. They took care. Good teams take care of business. And that's what the Chargers have done. So, by qualifications, Chargers are a good team. That said, those are all of their 8 wins. When they played the Steelers, lost by 10, week 3. When they played the Chiefs the first time, which was at home, they lost by a touchdown, 17-10 to the Chiefs in week 4. And I believe that was Kareem Hunt's maybe first game of the team. It was, anyway. So they've already lost the Chiefs once. They played the Cardinals, lost by 2, 17-15 on the road. And then they played the Ravens, lost by a touchdown there. Now, some of those games aren't by much, the Cardinals by 2, for example, but any of those teams, I would say, I'm not sure that the Chargers are going to win this game. And the Chargers lost every single one of those. So, again, for the record, the Chargers have played 8 teams that they should have beat, and they have. The Chargers have played 4 teams that they maybe could have beaten, and they've lost every single one of them, some of them close or not. So here again, we have another game against a team they should not beat, like the Chiefs. I think that's the division here. I think we're seeing the Chargers this year because of talent level, because of injuries, because of Harbaugh in his first year. They have the pieces in place to be a good team. We're not seeing them become a great team unless Harbaugh and company can kind of put it together in this. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about that yourselves? Are you taking them a little bit more seriously, or do you think that's kind of zeroed in? Anyway, let's go over who's in or out tonight, by the way. First of all, Lab McConkey. Big. He's out. The Chargers tonight, by the way, their leading pass rusher, J.K. Dobbins, goes on injured list last week. So he's out. And he's their leading rusher by a country mile. It's Gus Edwards with like 200 and something yards, I think, as the leading rusher after him. And then it's Lad McConkey, who, by the way, has been a revelation as a rookie receiver. I mean, he looks every bit the part of as a future All-Pro. He gets really well what Herbert needs him to do, and he's a perfect fit there. And they lean into him as much as they can. It's sad to see him. He's actually out with 2 injuries and was still a game time decision. So the kid's got some grit. But he has 815 yards. And then the next leading receiver, Josh Palmer. So Josh Palmer tonight comes into view. Quentin Johnson, who actually had, I think, a nice showing the last time versus the Chiefs. He'll probably have to step up some. And then you're going to get into some of the lower tiered wide receivers there. Expect them to go to Will Dissly, Hayden Hurst, maybe in the passing game. But when a team is missing, again, they're missing their top receiver, their top running back. Already, that's a huge loss for them. The last time the Chiefs played them, they were missing Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, along with Derwin James. So last time they were missing both bookend tackles. This time they're missing the skill position players for those guys to block for. So the line is back. The trenches are back. But now they're missing some of those skill guys. No excuses. The Chiefs are without Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice. They've been without so many. So the Chiefs can go toe-to-toe with anyone in a who's more injured conversation. But, it stands to reason that the Chiefs have a little bit of an edge there in terms of if they can apply some offensive pressure, can Justin Herbert and company kind of keep up if points are needed, if a shootout is in effect kind of thing. So that'll be interesting to see how much pressure the Chiefs put on them to sort of keep up in that way. Big things I'm looking for tonight. Hold on. Let's go over the rest of the inactives real fast because we already mentioned Lad McConkey. He's out and what he means, right? So as for the rest, the Chiefs have also some interesting players, by the way. Let's go over the obvious ones. Kingsley Suamatia out tonight, as he should, because DJ Humphries. I've never known a 30-year-old recently injured tackle who signed with a few weeks left come in so celebrated already. I just, we were cracking jokes on socials earlier that he's already a member of the Ring of Honor, or that he won't have to ever buy himself a drink in Kansas City because everyone's ready. Everyone's ready to see him. I don't know how excited you guys are to see him. Let me know in the comments what you think of Humphries and coming in. But so we have DJ Humphries making his debut. That kicks Suamatia down to inactives. Wanya Morris becomes your backup tackle, maybe swing tackle there. However, the surprise to me on this list, you have Suamatia, Ethan Driscoll out, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's been inactive the whole season, CJ Hansen, rookie 7th rounder. We're never going to see him until next year anyway. Marlon Tuipulotu, who is a practice squad signing, but they've kind of stashed him. I think he's a guy they kind of want to keep long-term, and they're stashing him on inactive so no one can poach him. And then Malik Herring. But here's the other one. Joshua Uche. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Look, I know that we're probably trying to experiment with some different things. Charles Omenihu is back in the fold. Maybe they're trying out some rotational stuff. You got Mike Dana, you got FAU, you've got Karloftis. You got Omenihu back in there. You know, no one's taking Turk Wharton out of the line. But for Uche now to be inactive, look, here's what the Chiefs have done. The Chiefs traded for Neil Farrell, and nothing happened. They drafted Keandre Coburn. They waived him before he ever got going. We traded for Cam Thomas. The Chiefs traded for Cam Thomas with the Arizona Cardinals in the preseason. I don't know if you remember that deal or not, because it was such a minor blip on the radar. At the same time, we're signing Samaje Perine and dealing for Peyton Hendershot, the tight end from Dallas, who's now injured. But yeah, anyway, we traded for Cam Thomas and who was the Cardinals' leading pass rusher, had the most sacks in the preseason for them. And then we just dumped him midseason. So we trade a future pick for Cam Thomas, dump him. Now we've traded another future pick to the Patriots for Joshua Uche before the NFL's trade deadline. And where's he? He's now inactive. It'd be one thing if Chris Jones and Karlaftis and Mike Dana and Omenihu were all getting it done. If they were just getting it done, and you're like, oh, man, I mean, we thought we need Uche, but we don't. I mean, that'd be one thing, right? But it's a whole other thing to look and go, like, what out? Why are we giving up future picks to guys that we're not even playing? We're not even. It's like, is he a bad fit? Do we not know that ahead of time? Is he? He's not injured because he's not on the injured list. I don't know what's up. Some of you have the same questions that I do. Corey Sabro says, yeah, what's up with Uche? A perfect third down pass rusher. I agree. He's got the speed element that none of the other guys have. I don't get it. My man, Angry Drunken German says, my man Cam Thomas didn't even get his feet in the tub before he got cut. I get it too. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe some things you just don't know, can't know until the guy is in house. Maybe that's just what it is. I don't know. I'm not an Arrowhead for a reason. I don't know. I'm just trying to ask questions that I don't know the answer to, in hopes that maybe a collective hive mind can. I at least want to be able for others to say, hey, that's a good question. That's something good to think about and consider. But in terms of knowing, honestly, it's like any of us with Eric Bieniemy. Who knows? Who knows what's going on ever with Eric Bieniemy behind the scenes and what's happening there with his employment. So, by the way, back to the Chiefs. Sean Browning says, Travis Kelce, Hopkins, Gray, Worthy, and Pacheco, big games tonight. Now, first of all, if 5 guys all have big games tonight, and you're going wideouts, tight ends, and running backs, we're probably looking at a big offensive night overall. And I hope you're right, Sean. I hope you're dead on. I think you're really spot on about a couple guys in particular there. One, Denzel Perriman, out for the Chargers. He is inactive. He was declared out before the game. By the way, if you're coming in late, Ladd McConkey is out. O-U-T, out tonight. But back to the defense. Denzel Perriman, out tonight for the Chargers, linebacker. Another linebacker, Junior Colson, who they drafted in the 3rd round this year. He's been out and is now back, but he's going to be he's kind of hurting himself. You got other people who are hurting. Lohi Gilman, Tony Jefferson, the safety, he's out tonight. A little bit. In other words, here's the problem for the Chargers. You have some real problems in the second level. If they want to put Derwin James on Travis Kelce, they can. And it would probably work in some instances. But one, Kelce has always feasted on the Chargers. Always finds a way. And not only that, but Noah Gray is literally blossoming in front of our eyes. If it was a TV show, Blossom, we'd be like, whoa, Noah. That's a Joey Lawrence joke for any of you old enough to get that. Look, I'm just saying, Noah Gray is a different kind of player than he was the last time these two teams played. And tight ends will feast on this offense, especially if Worthy can take safeties off the pressure. If Xavier Worthy can continue to do what he's doing and keep the safeties back and demand some help there, it could really be something tonight in terms of Noah Gray and Travis Kelce. The Chargers are going to have some difficult decisions to make. Now, let's give some real credit where credit's due. Jesse Minter, first-year defensive coordinator for the Chargers. They've got the number one defense in the league, folks. Number one. They're number one in points scored. Here's other metrics. They're second in red zone defense. I think they're also second or fourth in, let me check here, in third down conversions allowed. So you're talking about a team, they're second. So they're second in red zone percentage overall, allowing 43% of conversions in the red zone. And they're allowing 1/3 of all third down conversions in general. So you have the number one defense in points scored. You have the number two defense in very, very important efficiency metrics. The Chiefs, a team who have been settling in the red zone, who have been conservative in the play calling, who have been putting together more sort of methodical drives, dutiful drives than big plays. You're getting more big plays as guys get healthy, but in some ways the Chargers have to love the way they're matching up there. So the presence of these tight ends are going to be huge in making good on those conversions and making the Chargers eat it in that way. And then in the red zone, the Chiefs have to be creative. The Chiefs have to get it done. The Chargers are going to love them if Matthew Wright, who, by the way, we don't have Harrison Butker, one more week probably, but we don't even know that for sure. But he's not here tonight. So, that there's some real question marks here. You could look at the Chargers and go, we got them. We got the better team, and they do. The Chiefs have more talent. The Chiefs have the proven coaching. The Chiefs have the experience. The Chiefs know they're playing for some breathing room now that the Bills have lost. But this is a big thing. Let's go to what some of you think about this tonight. Adam Marshall brings up a good point. Mahomes is 7-2 against first score by best overall defenses by points, if that means anything here. Of course it means something. Mahomes has a great record in every instance, and that means something. So you're right to bring it up. I love that, and we love to see it. But it is going to be hard. And I got to be honest, I was shocked when I actually looked at those metrics. I thought that the Chargers would look good. I didn't realize it was like, oh, they're first. Wait, they're second in red zone. I just thought there was enough missing from the defense. But their trenches are really something, really something. And it goes beyond, like, Khalil Mack is obviously great. He's a fading great. Joey Bosa, when healthy, an excellent pass rusher. But it goes way beyond those guys. If you watch the trenches tonight, the Chargers get it done up front. And there's a lot of guys who get it done there. And if you watch it just to appreciate good football, you're gonna shake your head and go, boy, they know what they're doing in the trenches. They got guys doing their things well up front, really committed to their gaps, really firing on all cylinders. They got some real versatile guys, doing what they can to confuse with stunts and whatnot. It's pretty great. So hey, look, we got about a few minutes before showtime tonight. We'll let everyone go get their drinks and whatnot. But want to talk just the future here real fast. Just so you know, the Chiefs again next week are the Browns, and then therein comes the gauntlet, right? It's the Browns, then the Texans, then the Steelers. 3 games in 10, 11 days. Brutal. The NFL should be much better than this. The NFL should know much better than this. But that's coming in the future. Tonight is one of the last sort of like regular rhythmic patterns, which are vital for teams, vital for players to have that downtime, that extra day or two to even rest, recuperate, get with trainers, get away from the game for a day and then come back, all that. All that's very important. So tonight, if you can pull off a win after the Bills have lost, huge, huge. So I think tonight's game is more important than maybe I would have originally realized, having seen the Bills lose against the Rams. I'm going to go on a limb. I think the Chiefs at home, Sunday Night Football, prime time, DJ Humphries, I think they're going to get it done. I think the Chargers are an impressive team. I like where they're going. I admire Harbaugh and what he's going to bring to that team long term. But if I'm making my predictions, I think the offense comes a little bit more alive. I think Worthy and I think Gray have big games. I'm going to go 26-20. And by the way, Corey just noted Tamba going into the ring tonight. Let's go, folks. Yeah, if you've been around Chiefs Kingdom for longer than this current Mahomes run, Tamba Hali. I remember draft night when they drafted him number 20 overall out of Penn State, and people were just going crazy about. They were like, "Look, the ceiling for this kid may not be very high, but his motor, he is going to be nonstop for the Chiefs, and he will do whatever the coaches ask, and he is never going to stop once he comes to Arrowhead." And we watched that. We watched that for a decade or more. And we watched that for 80-something sacks or more. And now we're watching that motor go right into the Ring of Honor. One of the most fun players I've ever watched as a Chiefs fan. And one of the most appreciative, one of the players you want to appreciate the most for all he is. So, Tamba, you're not listening, I'm sure, but yeah, to whoever's out there, just tip of the hat to you. We're proud of you for all that you've done, and we're hyped to see you get honored tonight. You're certainly worth the due. Anyway, folks, that's I'm going to say 26-20, my final prediction for tonight. Not sure what you're thinking, but hope we're all giving good vibes out there. We're here. It's about 8:12. I'm going to be signing off here so I can actually get a drink, bathroom, get settled in, get ready to cover the game. Everyone get settled in. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Come back at halftime. We'll be here at halftime, and then our post-game show as well. But until next week, I'll be here again with Adam Best coming back at you, and appreciate all of you out there in Chiefs Kingdom. For tonight, we can get us some breathing room in the AFC and clinch our 9th consecutive AFC West. Yeah. Much love to y'all, and go Chiefs.